Take 17. No, not really. I have, because I do not edit, I have tried this 4 times, maybe 5. Hello, I'm Patty. I am the Tinkerer's wife. And I am thinking through a redesign on the front yard of my manufactured home. And I've lived here a year and a half, and I've had a lot of time to think about it, but I had one big mountain in the middle of the way, keeping me from being able to process what I really wanted here. It was such a visual distraction that my brain just couldn't get past it. I couldn't even draw things out on paper. It was that bad, that's bad for me. Anyway, let me show you, because it's kind of cool, and you'll get to see the process from beginning to end. I'll show you clips and probably do some short videos, but this is kind of the overview, I'm noodling, and it helps me to verbally process. So thank you for listening, and I'm glad you're here, and I hope you enjoy this. There will be more because I have a lot more projects around here to do. So anyway, here we go. Okay, so this is the front of my home. And I'm going down because there's a number there I don't want you to see. This is kind of a weird, there it is. Can't find my finger. That's a pole for a light. It's a little low light. Just enough to get in and out of the driveway. That's not a right angle. So it's, I want to say 60 degrees maybe. So up here, we have different angle up there. So I was looking at this space, and one of the things I do is kind of look for a natural pathway, or what makes sense as a pathway. And that's what happened with this space. And I'm so glad that the monolithic box is gone. I mean, I was just so surprised. The two lovely men from church, they're both retired, and they help a lot of people, and they came to my aid, and I was so pleased. So yeah, that's just a little bit of, I don't know what's going to happen with that metal. I'll catch them this weekend. Anyway, this will be perennials. I plan on doing edibles, unusual things in here that you can eat and use for medicine. I have more yard in the back. I have a lot more yard in the back, but I also have a giant beech tree in the backyard. So anyway, I've got this, and I'm thinking, well, that kind of just shows the path right there. Just tootle on up there. Maybe not quite like this, but if I went over here like this, and I came around here, around these little weeds, and then came in like this, I think that would be perfect. Because that is like a counter angle to what's going on. This shrub won't be here. That's a giant weigela, and she's a monster. She's old. She needs to be put down. She needs to become compost. So she would go 2 feet out into my, when I cut her back finally, she was clear out there 2 feet and still going into my driveway, because they don't just grow straight up. They grow out, and these guys reach. So it really filled up this space. If it had been planted where I'm standing, it would have been fine. But anyway, so I'm thinking about doing a little patio thing, like a stepping stone thing, and then the archway. I'll show you on the inside kind of what's going to happen. And then I've got unusual spaces like this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. That'll, we'll see. I am going to, I think, put one of maybe I'll put both of them out here. I've got the two back there, way back there, the green stalk planters. I've got the standard one and the one that's got the shorter little pockets in it. And I want to do strawberries in one of them. I'm thinking of doing strawberries in one of them. We have a lot of birds, so I'm kind of like, do I really want to do that? Talking out loud again. But it's a good idea to consider those things. We also have a squirrel that is notorious for digging up gardens and all those things, but he hasn't bothered the green stalk planters, so we'll see how it goes. I know that the owner would really like to see them out here because he thinks they're cool, and they're really kind of in the way back there. They're hard to move around. So if I could have a place where they could sit, And I think that'd be great because they'll go above what's going to happen here. And my other thing I want to do is I want to take this down to just 2, maybe 3 bricks high. We'll see how that goes. All of these blocks came out from underneath my house. So I have those to use. And those might be a base for a planter, which would be cool. I know that thyme loves these things. If you leave the things open and you fill them with potting mix and you all the way down, they grow like maniacs. They love it because it's sweet because of the concrete. It's not acidic and they prefer a sweeter soil. So I thought that might be kind of cool to do that. We'll see how it goes. But then open it up like right about here, I think. I'm going to see if I can pull this back. There we go. Open it up either here or maybe a little further in. And then the archway would set either right here or maybe out here. And it's hard to see where I'm going to put it because it's going to be kind of like, I think, right about here, right about there, and it will go up and over and land over about down in there. I know that's really bizarre. I will do a redo on this when I put it up and show you. But yeah, and this is one of the reasons I want to take this wall down some is because if I ever fell down those steps, no one would know I was there because you can't even see it from the street. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, so this is all going to get new. It's going to get all the red rock gravel and junk taken out of it. All of the old shrub roots and stuff are going to be taken out, and I'm going to put fresh new garden blend soil on it. That'll be cool. But another thing that's going to be nice if I open it up a little bit and not all the way is that I will still have room for like little planters up here, you know, for succulents, may say, because the succulents like it in here. Well, let me show you the proof of that. These guys lived through the winter, and we had freezing temperatures more than once. These guys, they love it here. Aren't those pretty? Can't tell you what kind they are. I just know that they love it. That guy, he's just so big and chunky. I love him. Yeah. This one looks pretty sad. He had kind of a hard winter. But he's still alive, so hopefully he'll perk up here. They do need to be fertilized, but I really don't want to fertilize them yet. This is Gollum, and I've had him for... It's a type of jade. I've had him for, I want to say 4 years or 5 years. It's been a long time. These guys did great, and these did really good too. They've got the older things on them. I probably need to clean the stems of the old leaves because there'll be new babies coming up from the stems that I'll be able to plant out. And this is just a pot that I've just been dropping things that dropped off of those or got broke off. But this shrub here is going to go out there somewhere, I think. It's a Australian mint bush. So that'll go out there. I'll probably put this little guy here that's got little tiny yellow leaves on it. That is Fuchsia Genii, and I really love it because it has the bright chartreuse leaves. And then it will get the fuchsia flowers, the small fuchsia flowers on it. And it's really pretty. It's a hardy one too. There's a lot of hardy fuchsias. It's surprising. We didn't think there was any hardy fuchsias except for Magellanica for a long time. I also have another thing I have to work with here is this is Canna Indica, and it's fire something or other. It's a cherry red with bright yellow edges. They're irregular edges, so it's very cool looking. It's not big and blousy. It's the thinner, but lots of blooms. And it blooms for a long time. But that thing grew like crazy. I planted it late in the summer. So I'm going to take that, divide it out. Oh, by the way, the roots are edible. Milium effusum aureum, which I probably will grow on for the seeds because I really like it as a grass in the spring and in summer because it's a bright chartreuse leaf, and it goes really well with things like heliotrope and some of the purple flowers and that kind of thing. So anyhow, I know that's getting far afield here, but one of the things I was thinking about on the arch, I digress. I'll go back over here. With the arch over here, I was thinking it would be cool to have scarlet runner beans, because the flowers, I feed a hummingbird right there. See that right there? That's a hummingbird feeder. Hummingbirds love that plant, and so I was thinking, oh, maybe I could do that. So I might do that, and maybe throw another vine in there just for fun, because I like the runner beans. They're good small, they're good a little bigger, but you can also dry the beans and they're amazing in soups. So I really think that would be a good one, and to make a good amount of food for me. If I let all of the beans dry, I would have beans for next year to plant, and also food. You just dry them and you put them in a jar and seal them up, and you've got them. But this post here, this area here, is a problem. I tend to like to drive over this at times because, as you can see, it is not exactly a right angle. It is awkward. It has that probably about a 20 or 30% different attitude than a 90-degree angle. If it was 90 degrees, it would be coming out this way. So now that gives you a better idea. So yeah, I've got that I got to deal with. So maybe put something in there, make that kind of a sandy, gravelly soil, and put thyme or something in there that'll grow in that situation. This does actually, or it did this year, it flooded in this corner, and it went all the way down just a little bit in the crevices here, but this had a good 2 inches of clear up from the ground up in clear up to the sidewalk, because we had like 3.5 inches of rain in less than 3 days here. So that was a lot, and it didn't have anywhere really to go because we had been getting some fairly regular rain recently. But that's how it goes. I guess everybody's having I won't say it's weird weather, it's just weather this time of year. Because this time of year, I always tell people, this time of year, weather gets a little schizophrenic. It doesn't know what it is. So, but imagine that, the arch there, that would, and I don't know, it'd be cool if I could figure out how to put a gate on it, so the gate would open, and you'd be able to go out into the garden. Yeah, so if I stood over here, like I'm under the gate. Oops, I just stepped on a dead shrub. I about killed myself. That thing right there. I keep swearing at it. Well, not really swearing at it. But this is where you walk out. You walk out, and that's what you see. So this angle here kind of sends your eye that way, which is perfect. So I can just walk right out here. Doody-doody-doo. And I've got garden. I've got some garden here on the side. I've got garden on this side. Yeah, I like that. And I've got the lilac here. Oh, how fun. Oh, how fun. Oh, here comes one of the... Hi. Pretty good. You're on YouTube now. Yeah, they're just finding out that I'm a crazy YouTuber. I haven't really done much because there just hasn't been much to tell, and it's been, honestly, challenging. I had from 1st of December, I had a really bad muscle. Well, I almost thought I sprained my muscle somehow because there was so much pain and I couldn't get it to stop. And I went to therapy for a month. That didn't work. And then I found a chiropractor, and he's using some of the new machines that they have, and I'm finally getting relief. And I'm like, thank you, Jesus. I literally couldn't stand at my sink and do dishes because my head felt like it was 100 pounds because of that pain and the exhaustion in my muscles. And so I started looking at, and this is something, if you have anything like this that happens, I'll just give you this. It's free advice. You can take it or leave it, but I think it might be helpful. Those of us that are on our phones a lot or are on our laptops, we tend to kind of do this and our heads are down and forward. It's turtling. And that impacts the muscles. It impacts the neck muscles here. And I know this muscle here was, when I was feeling better and I was holding my head up more, I could feel it here. And I went, oh boy, I got to be really weak. And when you get older and you're sitting more, that happens fast. So be aware, take notice of your body mechanics. That's something they never taught us in school, was the importance of body mechanics. In Asia, Japan, they teach them about that stuff, but not here. So anyhow, so little repeat here. Have the green stalk planters on either side, an arbor that's here. It'll probably be up higher, probably 8 feet, I'm thinking. And then I'm thinking some Grosso lavender around here. It gets really tall, be nice big. I could have 2 of them. Those would work there. That's 2. I need a third one. Where would the third one go? Designers thinking odd numbers. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to plant in here. I do have some seeds for things, unusual things I'm going to plant. There is a variegated land cress that I got at the Thyme Gardener. I'm ordering the seeds for it today, actually. It's very pretty. It's a perennial. I'm also doing sweet fennel, and it's not the bulbing fennel. This is fennel that doesn't bulb, but it gets really tall like the smoky fennel does, but it's just all green, and I love it. It's a fresh green. It gets the big flowers on it, and it's really nice because the seeds are the very sweet fennel seeds that we usually buy in the store and pay way too much money for. And it's good for beneficial insects. I know the ladybugs enjoy being on there because it'll get aphids on the leaves and, you know, so forth and so on. It's just a really good habitat plant. Some of the smaller insects like it. Yeah, so another thing I've got to deal with here, let's go over here real quick and I'll just show you this. I don't have an idea yet what I'm going to do here. So that is the remains of a big monster lilac that was very poorly pruned. And there's maple tree seedlings coming up in here. Maples here are pretty weedy. They love the Pacific Northwest. That is where I am. I have to look and see exactly what zone this is. I think it's still 8B, but it might be 9. Anyway, yeah, because I'm not in Portland anymore. So I have to get those things down. Anyway, there are some peonies in here, and there's another peony over there. But that's all. And then this all's getting torn out, and I'll be putting other stuff in here. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do here. Really, part of me wants to just put grass in most of it. I'm not a big fan of lawn. One of the benefits of lawn is I can have it for compost, or I can do what they call fermentation. You can ferment it for a while. If any of you know who Farida Sober is, she's the one who started the seed snail thing. She brought it back into view for people, and it's just taken off like a rocket. It's an old sewing technique that I'd never heard of, but evidently it comes more from her area. She is in Wales, so, you know, across the pond. Generous, very good at teaching about this. She has a book, PDF you can buy. I went ahead and bought it because I don't want to miss a lick. She's really detailed. She's nerding out on it. Like I said, the really good teacher. She's trying a number of different plants, so it'd be worth going and checking out. So real quickly though, I want to show you back here. This is the other place I have. I'm just going to do a sweep around. Welcome to my backyard. That is a lilac shrub. It's a Miss Kim that I really, literally, it chokes me. All the perfume goes right into my patio and I can't breathe. There's so much of it. So it's going away. Plus it's planted right next to the house, which is the worst place to plant a shrub. I used to do landscape design and all that kind of stuff. And it's crazy. And there's a number of things here that were planted before I got here. My thyme there, or actually those were left. A little rosemary in the, let's see, this is a rosemary here. I'll be pruning her. She's starting to bloom, so I kind of want to leave those blooms on her right now. I think this is marjoram. I don't think it's oregano because it's too sweet. A lot of tulips coming up. They're like just red and yellow, not really ones that I like or want to keep. So when I redo this bed, that'll all be dug out. She planted crocosmia over there. It's now coming up in the lavender that she had planted. This is Spanish lavender, and it'll be blooming pretty soon, and it does really well here. So I'm happy to have that plant. But this shed is coming down, and this will be redone so that it doesn't step up like that. So all of that's getting redone. I'll be sharing about that because we're going to have some rebuilding on the shed. I've got to take everything out of it, clean it out, make sure everything's solid. And we're making it like it should have been in the first place because nobody ever kept it up after it was built, pretty much. Yeah, they've got this tarp. It goes all the way around the back side, and I almost hate to take that back tarp off. I'm afraid of what we're going to find because there was so much water draining off of this roof, because this was counterproductive, having it come down like this. So it's a lot. Still have a little wood to get rid of. Yeah, if you need a good Swiss chard, this is actually perpetual chard. I highly recommend it. It lived all winter, grew all winter. I could take, I was getting leaves off of it. It's a beautiful plant for winter. And I've got a whole bunch of other things out here that I'm not going to talk about because I've talked long enough. It's been almost 22 minutes. So anyway, there will be a lot going on. And I hope to be able to share more with you as I go along. Please, give me a like or a thumbs down. I don't care, because either one of them tells the algorithm that you were paying attention. But I hope that you got something good out of this, some ideas, seeing what it takes to think through a design process. Yeah, so the rule is you do the groundwork first, you do the hardscape, you put in the big shrubs like the lilac and that kind of stuff. You put in like any of the beds you're going to put in, you get those in before. Then you put in the smaller items, you kind of step down, just think like a forest. And with the garden boxes, I'll be able to put plants in those before I do some of that other stuff. So it's going to be a process. So it should be fun. And I'm glad to be back. Honestly, it feels like being back. How about that? So so I'll probably do something special around the 1st of April, because that's my birthday. And I haven't really been able to celebrate. And what a better way than to celebrate with people who've been watching my channel for a while. Friends of mine that I've had since before COVID. I mean, my husband died 6 years ago, and many of these people became really good friends. And yeah, I've got people all over the country now that I know and call friends, and I can count on. And it's wonderful. So I thought, what a good idea to have a little celebration, maybe do a live stream. I haven't done that in years. I'd have to do it. I suppose I could do it on the phone, but I'd rather do it on the computer. I've got an iMac in there that I barely know how to use, but I think I can figure out how to do it. If not, I'll just do like a little short or something, but it'll be nice to do that, because it'll be the first day of my 71st year. Yeah, I will have lived 70 years. Neither of my parents lived that long, so I count it a huge blessing. A huge blessing. I'm so grateful. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me for these almost 25 minutes. God bless, and I hope you have a great day. We'll catch you next time. Patty the Tinker's Wife, signing off. God bless.